Christine here with Cam Smarts, and today I'd like to do a review on the Victorinox Swiss Card Lite multi-tool card, and we're going to try to take this baby apart. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the Victorinox Swiss Card Lite. Victorinox says that it is a 13-function pocket tool, and as I counted it was 9, and then I realized that the ruler, they have it in centimeters, and on the other side in inches. They're actually counting that as two different functions. Then the blade as a third function, scissors number 4, light 5. The screwdriver, they count the 4 different screwdrivers as 6, 7, 8, 9. The magnifying lens as number 10. The tweezers 11, the pin 12, and the pen 13. I obviously was only counting the ruler as 1 and the 4 screwdrivers as 1 as well. Before going into what's actually inside, I want to really just talk about the packaging and the outside. It's a very sturdy, very durable material here. Great that you can actually see through. They do make this in different colors. This is the ruby, and I know they make it in blue and black. Don't know if you'd be able to see as well in the black or not, but this is really great because you can see what's inside it at all times. You can see that it has the ruler that says that it's 7 centimeters long. Of course, there's a little bit on either side, so if we actually measure it, we're going to see that it is just over 8 centimeters long, just about 5.5 centimeters wide, and about 0.4 centimeters deep. It weighs about 26.9, 27 grams, and just below an ounce, so 0.95. They say the card is about the size of a credit card. I don't have a credit card here, but I have a gift card which is the same size as a credit card would be. And if we place them right beside each other, you're going to see that it's actually a little bit shorter than a credit card would be. There's a very good reason for that. Victorinox, they know what they're doing. If you take a wallet, and this is just a wallet that I actually made myself, some leather work, but the size where you would usually put your card, in this case it's a really tight fit here, but that's how any card would fit. Now because it is deeper, it's a little bit of a tighter fit, but it fits, and that's exactly what it's meant. That's why it's that size. It's so that it fits in your wallet. Still on size, and although this is not meant to be a survival tool, there are definitely elements in here that would help. But in terms of size, if you're interested in if it would fit in an Altoids tin, it does, and it fits quite well. Still gives you a little bit of space. So let's look at what's inside. Let's actually start with the scissors. You can see where the scissors are and exactly what you're doing when you're pulling it out. The scissors have this little slot for you to be able to put your finger in. I would guess only that one. Anything else might be a little bit more awkward. It gives you like pretty good spring back here on a piece of paper. It's fine for cutting. Cut something a little bit more substantial. We can see how it would cut cardboard, for example, or even some 550 paracord. I saw somebody else doing a review of the Victorinox card, and something that they said about the scissors was the fact that they would have liked to have seen the scissors not actually have this loop, ring, whatever you want to call it, and only have the body of the scissors just like they are in the multi-tool. So when you pull them out of a multi-tool, they don't actually have this in here. What the person failed to see is that if you don't have anything here, because you're pulling it out of the card, you can't really cut like this. I mean, it's very, very difficult. When they have it in a multi-tool, they can swing it out and they have the whole tool, the rest of the body of the multi-tool to be able to hold on to. So this is very needed here. You know, it really fits my finger snugly. I would think that for a man's hands this might actually be a little bit too small, and I'd like to see what a man would have to say about that, but for me, it fits quite well. Then we have the Lite. All you really see from the outside is the battery. The battery's in there, and to turn on the Lite, you just slide this over to turn on the Lite. Quite easy. And turning it on. I've had this battery in here for a while, and I've had this card for a while, so I'm not going to comment on how bright it is, because at this point I wouldn't be able to judge exactly. I would have to actually buy a new battery for that, and I don't have one at hand. What I can show you is how to take this out. If you look at it here, you can see where this whole piece is actually hooked in. So all you have to do is actually pull this back and lift it. Okay, and then you can take out the battery, and the battery here, if you can see that, is a CR1025 3 volt, and that would go in here, and back inside here, and just click it in, and it goes back in. Okay, so basically it's just hanging on by a little tiny bit in here. So what you have to do is pull it back just beyond there and pull up at the same time. Right? So it's just in here that it has to get out. Next we have the screwdrivers. Really neat to be able to just get something, you know, quite flat. It might not work as fast as you know, a full screwdriver, but you have, you know, 2 Phillips screwdrivers and 2 slot or flat screwdrivers on this side, and especially the flatheads will do the job really as well as anything else. You know, you can do what you need to do here, and here you only have really half, but you'll just have to be, I guess, a little bit more patient, but you'll get the job done. The magnifying lens has 5 times magnification, and I guess it would help you if you need to read something. Don't know exactly how well it would do in terms of starting a fire, but again, like I said, this is not really meant to be a survival tool. Then you have a pair of tweezers in here, and I've actually tried it just on, like, you know, like removing a hair or something. I haven't had any slivers to actually try it out on, but I'm sure it would do very well in case of a sliver. But you know, just to remove a hair or something, it works quite well. It's I believe it's also stainless steel, just like the other pieces in here. So you can buy replacements for it. I've actually bought replacements already. Then there's a pin. And you might say, why would you need a pin? Well, my question is always with the other multi-tools, why do you need a toothpick? I can see more uses in a pin. If you have a sliver that you can't really get, it's not completely out, that you can take it out with the tweezers, a pin a lot of times helps you rip the skin just enough to be able to get a sliver out. Also, where you fit a pin, you could possibly fit a needle. And you know, if you wanted to have it in there and have, you know, thread hanging out, or I don't know, having it even sticking in all the way in and then being able to use the tweezers to pull it out, it's also something that you could do instead of having the pin. But as it is, it's a stainless steel pin, and it's a good use of the little space. As for the pen, it's also a piece here that you can buy replacements for. And although it's a little bit awkward to hold, in a pinch you get the job done. Probably the most important tool on this card is the blade. Don't know if I should really call it a knife. I think it's meant to be more of a letter opener, but don't be fooled by its size. It's obviously not the best way of having it if you really want to use it as a knife, because it's really not going to take a lot of, you know, abuse. But the blade is quite sharp. If you want to see how it does with paper, it does quite well. Let's look at it on cardboard. And let's see how it does with paracord. Not bad. Okay, so the Victorinox Swiss Card Lite is really, I mean, it's not meant to be a survival card, so I'm not going to rate it as such. It is, though, something that is great to have. I would say something to have in your wallet. I've actually made this part of my urban survival kit. It has some really great features in it, and it's quality. Whatever has been made here has been made very well. So kudos to Victorinox, and I wish they would make something like this designed for survival, and that would be awesome.